Hello, Bame Farm fans. It's skid steer washing day. Now, it's not overly dirty, but it's mostly the fact that I don't know how well the engine's been cleaned in a while, and it's an air-cooled engine. So we're gonna try to clean out between the fins. Being air-cooled, well, I guess it gathers some heat, but you got to have the fins clean to get the air flowing through. I cleaned out the barn yesterday, and we got new calves. That's why you hear them in there making all the ruckus. You can hear me out here talking. First things first, when power washing, is I like to take out the seats. We're going to start with that. Gotta pull a bunch of panels off, and hey, safety pins are out holding the boom up. So let's start the work and watch me go in fast motion. Well, I'm not sure if you folks can tell much of a difference. Obviously, we can see more yellow paint down there. That was really greasy, dirty. And the fins, I did my best. I got out the lovely gunk engine degreaser and tried my best. It's more impressive, all the yellowness down below, but that's not the important part. The important part was that I got in the fins. I tried to spray it down with degreaser, and really I found out the 0 degree, just like the straight nozzle did the best. I thought, for getting in between the fins. I don't have a good line here. Like, yes, it's straight, but it's not in the same angle as the fins are. So hopefully just being able to shoot that nice direct stream of water in there, that'll work. It's time to put all the shields and stuff back on. We're gonna leave it sit, let it dry out overnight before we try to start it, because I got water everywhere. I took the starter, I gotta wash kind of the front half still. And I guess we'll end it after I get the shields on, showing off, spraying off the tires. I did that one a little bit. I still got that one to do, because that's like where the real cleaning is, what you want to see. That stuff in there, because of the black paint on the engine, you can't tell that I'm doing squat besides spraying water and making a nice mist to soak everything like we're at Niagara Falls. I'm sure we noticed this, but I'll put it in words. I put a bag over the distributor and the coil pack, and sort of the alternators hiding down there. Try to keep that from getting too directly soaked. Now it's shield time. Time for some reassembly. Well, it's the next day. Hopefully it looks less greasy, dirty in there than it was. I mean, certain things didn't get water, like the alternator. Ah, yes, Eva. Did you do a good job cleaning out grease and stuff? Now, her pride and joy of work yesterday was excavating the wood chip pile. It was a nice mound. Yep, there she goes. She's entertained. Fantastic. But what we're trying to show off underneath here, I don't know if you can see this mountain of goo. More like schmutz, that's not goo. That was all kind of right just down here. Now, was this stuff on the bottom down here in the belly pan affecting performance? No, but at least we can feel good about ourselves that we see bright yellow paint down there and we tried to clean it out. But there was also the oil and grease in the fins. And actually it wasn't too bad, I don't think. But we tried our best to be proactive. Now it's time to hook up the battery terminal again overnight. And with a little bit of sunshine this morning, should be good enough to have everything dried out, or at least in the 60s. It's nice and toasty. No sparks when I put the cable back on. Yes. I always remove the ground, especially when power washing or working on most electrical systems. So that way it doesn't spark. Now if the ground was on and then you're putting on the hot cable, then things could arc at you, especially when you hit your wrench and you have it on this nut and you hit something metal. The ground, it shouldn't arc at you. If it does, well, that's how you know you have problems and a short somewhere. Okay, that's tight. Well, I guess I might as well put all the seat and stuff back in. Put that wrench down by the chain, because we'll need that later. Kind of usually end up keeping a chain in the skid steer. Need to put like a little box behind the seat for it, because there's no place down by your feet. Yeah, come on, safety latch. Safety latch is in the way. I've done this only a few times. Getting the seat in and out of here. It's not too bad. It's easier not having the bucket in the way. See, it wasn't too bad accessing things back here with the bucket out of the way. I'm about, not that I plan on having troubles, but you don't, have no start issues or, other engine problems with the bucket up in the air. And it's usually when you want to start it for the first time during the day. I've almost got half a notion to, when I shut this off, to leave the bucket up in the air and use the safety to hold it up. I don't plan on having problems, but with this thing being, probably 45 years old, things like that just come with age. Okay, seat's in. I guess that means we get to try it. Here goes nothing, hot dog. Like that. We totally missed a tooth. Let's try that again. Butt monkeys. One more time. That is not what we wanted to do. Probably means I gotta turn the crank a little bit. That's why I wanted to start this before I pulled the seat out, because there's like a chipped tooth on the ring gear, and now I get to pull this all back out again. And to put that, I looked into that. So I had this all apart yesterday. What we had to do to put a new safety lever is really being annoying. To put a new ring gear on this, probably have to pull the flywheel just so it's easier to work with. Not sure if we could do that without taking the whole shrouding off. Now sometimes what happens is I'll have it kind of lock between cylinders. And I've got this broken screwdriver in here just for doing this, to turn the drive shaft, because it'll almost, we'll say, hydro lock, and it's trying to compress too much, or it's trying to fire, and it'll lock it. So now I gotta get the screwdriver down there, turn it a little bit to get it past the excessive compression, I guess. Okay, let's try this again. Woo! It still runs. So unfortunately, we got to show off one bit of cantankerousness of the skid steer. It doesn't happen too frequently. Maybe 1 in 10 starts, if that. Does it sound any different? No. We have less shield vibration because I got a couple more bolts put in. That bolt wasn't there. Need to remember to grease that zerk on the drive shaft when we change the oil. Those filters came in yesterday, so soon we'll have a big oil change day. See if I can see any active oil drips, and it's probably not going to be anything that I can see streaming out. It'll be a real slow seep, and with having all these shields on, I definitely won't see it. See me throw the seat back in again. We saw that. We know the hydraulics are going to work. So we will catch you guys later with more fun farming action.